shipwrecked on this deserted island. I need to take a roll call. Either say here, not here, absent, dead, whatever. First up, first mate, Joe Fishburne, my trusty but accident-prone little buddy.
Well, gee, thanks a lot.
I'll take that as a whatever. Next up, Kendall Green, the great fire captain from fabulous New York City.
Present and accounted for.
Sorry, no presents, but you get to stay here on this paradise island with us. Next up, London Collins, our wealthiest passenger on this cruise, whose family owns the famous coffee joint Star Chunks, for those of us who like a little bit of coffee grounds in our coffee cup.
I'd rather be dead than on this deserted island with a bunch of commoners.
Okie dokie then. Next up, Nurse Young.
Oh no, I'm old Nurse Young. My daughter is young Nurse Young. She's not here, but I am.
Okay, let me write that down and pretend I know what you're talking about. How about the late Dr. Early?
He must still be on the boat! Oh, there you are, my darling.
Okay, yeah, you with the skeleton, why don't you stand way over there? Like, way over there. Okay, hope the next one does not get any weirder than this. Next up, Esmeralda O'Reilly.
I knew you were going to call me next. I know all, I see all. My little gecko friend here tells me everything. You're right. Let me see your hand, Emma.
Okay, stop that. I was wrong, it could get weirder. Okay, next up, Kalani Tuiyama, the only one who knows this island as a native of Hawaii.
Mai.
Okay, now that we know that everyone is here, we need to make emergency preparations to stay on this island until we are rescued. Half of us will go and get vines and branches to make temporary shelter. The rest of you go with First Mate Fishburne and go find food. Okay, let's go.
Excuse me, Mr. Fan me.
I'm sorry,
Fan
Miss
me.
Collins. I'm not here to be offended. So, no.
Whatever. Hey, Kendo, I found some more mangoes.
What happened?
I don't know, I was just walking out here with the mangoes and I saw him and I screamed.
Okay. No pulse. What's this? Feather. Poison! This must have been from a poison dart gun or something.
Oh, how could that have happened? What would have been used?
Curari.
How do you know about curari?
Because I've done a lot of research of the islands, and I know that the headhunters use this natural herb to paralyze their victims before cutting off their heads. Ew, that's absolutely barbaric.
I knew this was gonna happen.
What? You can't eat him. He's disgusting.
What should we do with him?
Let's just move him to the woods.
Let's do that.
Exhausting. Ban me.
No.
Wow. Whatever.
Okay, we need to find out who killed Kendall.
I know who did it.
Oh, come on. I don't really think that you know who did it. You're always saying, oh, I knew that was going to happen, or this was going to happen, but you never tell us before it happens. Just saying.
Well, I never. The gecko never lies. He knows that someone on this island is responsible for that disaster, and that the most annoying person on the show always gets murdered first. And right now, I'd say that's you. Wait. I know who did it.
You do? Who?
The butler.
We don't have a butler.
On the TV shows, it's always the butler. We don't have a butler. One day, I was watching The Mystery of the Wrinkled Minx. Everyone thought the maid was guilty, but it was in fact the butler.
Captain, we don't have a butler.
He didn't even look like a murderer, but that did not fool Mr. Perry Mason. He whispered something to Drake. Drake got up and ran straight out of the courtroom.
We don't have a butler.
Then he ran back in again and whispered something to Mr. Perry Mason. Perry Mason stood up and said, "There is your murderer."
All right, it was the butler.
You silly, silly boy. We do not have a butler.
That's
what
we
we
were
were
trying
to tell you. Oh, well then, who could have done it then?